Everyone, this is Eddie with DK Pittsburgh Sports. Just wanted to let you know before we get into Steelers today that this show, as always, is brought to you by BetQL, the only app that you're going to need to make smart bets and get an advantage over your sportbook. Check this out. They scan over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation for every game in every single major sport. It covers everything: spreads, over-unders, player prop bets. Not only they got you covered on every bet, but their algorithms look at historical performance, matchups, weather, injuries, coaching, and so much more. They give you in-game line movements so that you can jump on bets in real time. It's sharp data to see who the pros are backing so that you're not left behind. So if you want to get started right now, you can do one of two things. You can go to try.betql.co/DKPS, or just make your life easy and download the BetQL app. Again, that's try.betql.co/DKPS if you're going to go online. Enter code DKPS at checkout for 25% off any subscription, or if you use the BetMGM offer, you get a free year of BetQL. BetQL's best bets algorithms went 13-2 on 5-star bets for the Week 1 NFL games between Thursday and Sunday. So you definitely need to take advantage of BetQL now. Welcome to another episode of Steelers Today. I'm your host, Eddie Provident. With me is Dale Lolley. This is DK Pittsburgh Sports. Dale, it's Friday and we got Week 2 coming up, man.
Absolutely. The weeks start to go by fast once you start getting the games under your belt. That's what people need to understand. Like, why don't they make this kind of move or that kind of move or that kind of adjustment? You get 3 practices a week to get ready for the next opponent. That's it.
It's moving, man.
Yeah,
it's moving.
It's a train.
So we've talked ad nauseum about the game last week. We've talked about everything: the offensive line, defensive right. What are you looking forward to this week? I know one thing that I'm looking forward to is how the tackles handle Max Crosby.
Yeah,
and that pass rush.
I mean, they'll be fine. It's a home crowd. I would expect that they're not going to have to work on a silent count like they did last week in Buffalo. They'll run the football more effectively. Oakland. There I go again. Las Vegas is.
If I had $1 for every time I said Oakland, man, that's like you said the other day. It's always the Oakland
Najee
Raiders.
Harris just talked, and he said they're always going to be Oakland. That's who the Raiders are. You can move it wherever you want to move it. But their run defense is not great. All of their inside linebackers are banged up. So we'll see where they're at on the injury report, where they're at with that. But they had like 19 guys on their injury report. It's ridiculous laundry list of injuries. So I would expect the Steelers to have some offensive success in this game and be able to maybe start to gain a little bit of momentum there.
Yeah, that's another thing, and DK talked about this in his daily shot, but getting Najee Harris involved today or this week is going to be a big thing, and I can't wait to see.
He was involved last week.
Oh yeah, he was on every play. Yeah, that's true. But getting him involved and getting him moving, more than 45 yards rushing, I think is obviously something they'd like to see. But
I really would like to see him used a little bit more in the passing game too.
Yeah, me too.
He only had a couple of targets in that game. I think 3 actually. Ended up with 2 catches for like 4 yards or whatever it was. It's just that's not enough. You need to get him involved in the passing game to show him as a weapon, not just for this game, but for future opponents as well.
Right. Yeah, we've talked about it all training camp, how special of an athlete, how special of a running back he is. I can't wait to see him get comfortable and get a couple weeks under his belt and really start moving. Like you said, was on every offensive snap last week, so maybe my choice of words, getting him involved, wasn't the best choice of words. He's about as involved as you can get.
As involved as you could possibly be, yeah.
How about the defensive side of the ball? Any stories you're looking at? Anything any matchups you're looking to see? Anything you want to?
Well, obviously,
excited about?
Everybody's going to be talking about how the Steelers slow down Darren Waller, and I don't know that you can. I mean, if you look at what he's done over the last 10 games. He's averaged 10 targets per game. Yeah. He has an opportunity. If he gets 100 yards in this game on Sunday, he'll be the first tight end in NFL history to have 5 straight 100-yard games. So you have to limit
not even Kelsey. Yeah. Wow, man.
You have to limit the damage there. You can't let him take over the football game. They're going to target him. He's going to be peppered with targets as he was last week. They threw at him 19 times last week. That's just unheard of for a tight end. So be aware of where he's at on the field at all times. Mix up your coverages on him. Do some different things to make it difficult for them to get the football to him as much as possible. But he's going to get his. Yeah. He's going to catch some passes in this game.
Speaking of the defensive side of the ball, do you think we're going to see more blitz packages this week, or do you think we're going to see more of the same from last week?
I think I think you'll definitely see more blitzes than what you saw last week. I just think one is completely out of character for the Steelers. Maybe it doesn't rise back up to that 40% or 35 to 40% that they typically average. They only do it if they have to do it. If they want to play, if they feel like they can play coverage on the back end better by only sending 4, that's what you do. If you're having success getting there with 4, though,
there's no need.
There's no need. They're bringing a 5th guy.
And do you think that's what it was? Do you think this is a change in like just how they think about things, or do you think this is they know that their rushers, they know that their front is so good that they just don't have to send those extra guys?
They had the same front last year essentially. Just adding Melvin Ingram to it, but you take Stephon Tuitt out of the equation. So they've always felt pretty good about their 4-man rush, but they want to create pressure. In that game last week against Buffalo, they knew the Bills were going to line up with a lot of 4 and 5 wide receiver sets.
Right.
So, you're not going to blitz as much against that because you've got to keep 7 back in coverage because they're going to be sending out 5 eligibles on every play.
How about the defensive backfield? I thought that we talked about it a little bit yesterday. They rose to the occasion last week. They played really well. I was impressed with Trey Norwood. I think everybody in the city, any football fan, was impressed with Cam Sutton. Do you think this is something they can build on and really start to show that they're more than just all the question marks that we were talking about in training camp?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have bad plays in the secondary. You just are because the rules are set up against you.
That's football. That's the NFL in today's game, man. That's just how it is.
That's just the way it is. But how do you recover from being beaten on a play, or how do you, giving up a catch? That's the big thing about playing defensive back in the league. I've been saying all along that I didn't think the secondary was going to be a major issue. They showed last week that
They're
wasn't.
Not.
But, now you put some stuff on tape.
Yep.
And so how do the Raiders come out? John Gruden, as much as anybody wants to talk about his sub-500 record, all that stuff, he's still a good offensive mind.
Yep.
And he's going to create some mismatches in that passing game for Las Vegas to create some plays. Can you limit that? Can your offense do enough to outscore them? That's what today's NFL is about.
Yep. And I liked what Mike Tomlin had to say about John Gruden on Tuesday when he was asked about him, and he said he's fearless. So he's not one of those coaches that are going to coach based on what the other team's doing. He's going to coach to his strengths, and he's going to do what he knows his team is capable of. Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. at Heinz Field, the home opener against the Las Vegas Raiders. Dale, you'll be there, right?
I will be there.
Dale will be there. DK will be there. And I actually will be there. Not with them, but I'm going. So if you see me, stop and say hi. For Dale Lolley for DK Pittsburgh Sports. Don't forget to check out our sponsor down in the description of the video. Try BetQL. All of their info is down there.
Come to the website and see our
that's right. We've got our staff picks. One of us is 1-0. One of us is 0-1. I won't say who, but
it's a long season.
But again, for everybody, I'm Eddie Provident. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you on Sunday after the football game.